Guys, today we're going over the Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low drama and shock drop, Yeezy's next move, and sneaker stores are collapsing. But of course, like every single week, before we get into the upcoming stuff, let's do a quick release recap. And pretty much the main release this week was the Satin Bread Jordan 1 shock drop. This took place, I believe, on October the 6th, and it only happened in the US, so didn't happen here in the EU or UK. Let me know if you managed to get a pair. Before we jump in, guys, I've got a task for you. Name this series. And we do this every single Sunday, and I feel like it's about time that we get a name. I've just been calling this upcoming sneakers for the longest time, and that just really is a zero brain capacity name. So as of right now, the name that I've been thinking of is Sneaky Sundays. If you think that's a terrible name, well, drop your recommendation down in the comment section, and the best one we'll potentially use. I don't know. We'll see. Either way, finally getting into the upcoming stuff, let's kick it off with a pair of shoes that I was extremely excited about. The Day of the Dead inspired Jordan 1 Zoom Comfort, which I think they did a really good job at. Now, as we know, I believe one retailer dropped these things here in the EU, or maybe there was a couple, but I can't seem to find them anywhere. However, we do have a new global release date for anybody who was interested. So these are now going to be dropping on October the 21st, and that's through Nike globally, and there should be a bunch of other raffles as well. We're also going to be getting another Day of the Dead inspired Nike Dunk Low. This one I do not think is nearly as good as the Jordan 1s, but it still does have a lot of different things going for it. Like, they did try and separate it from a regular pair of Dunks, at least to a material standpoint. I thought these were going to be dropping on the same date, but they're not. These are going to drop on October the 26th through Nike, and I assume a bunch of other retailers as well. Fear of God and Adidas, they are literally drip feeding us. I guess it's not really them, but we are getting drip fed leaks, and now we actually know the name of the second sneaker that's going to be part of this collaboration. They're literally calling this the 2. I guess that seems pretty par for the course with Fear of God. This is a sneaker that we've seen leaked and rumored over and over again. I feel like we've seen everything except for an actual release date. We've even seen the packaging that this pair of shoes comes in. It's like everything is ready, but for some reason they're just not dropping it. As you guys know, as soon as we get any more information, I'll keep you guys updated. Right, we got some more releases right around the corner, so let's kick it off with this one, which actually looks pretty solid. This is the new AURALEE New Balance 1906R, and they're dropping an entire collection on October the 11th. We've got this colorway, which I thought kind of looks like a little bit of a dip dye custom. It's a very faded blue color, maybe even some purple for that sock liner. We've also got this all over tan colorway, which is probably my favorite. It actually looks really, really nice. Both of these sneakers, like I said, are going to be dropping October the 11th through New Balance, and I assume other retailers as well. Adidas just announced their brand new Spider-Man sneaker, which actually looks pretty good. When I first saw this pair of shoes, I was like, oh, it's a little bit childish. They went too far, and it kind of looks like a kid's pair of shoes. I think what they did with the 4D midsole and then had that kind of spreading onto the upper, kind of looking like the Venom Spider-Man suit when it's taking over. Because it's a 4D midsole, it really does just give you Venom vibes anyway, so when they black it out like this, I think it's a perfect match. Overall, I think this is actually a pretty cool pair of shoes. Depends if you're a fan of Spider-Man or not. I happen to be a pretty big fan. They're going to be dropping on October the 20th. Normally, Nike absolutely dominates Halloween sneakers, but Adidas actually looks like it's coming up with something pretty crazy. This is the Melting Sadness Adidas Superstar, and if you take a look at what they've done to this sneaker, it's pretty wild. It's all over denim looking. They've added some huge floppy, what looks like ears to it, which is very bizarre. They've added a skeleton foot to the bottom of it with only 3 toes, so pretty creepy. And then you've got some bones on the side, which I assume you've got 3 bones to replicate, you know, the 3 stripes. For a release date, all we know is that they should be dropping here in October. We don't have a specific date. Crocs continues to absolutely shock the world with some of their bizarre footwear. We've seen the Crocs, the Lightning McQueen Crocs, obviously the Balenciaga crazy ones, and then, oh yeah, most recently the Mischief big yellow boot. But now we've got something that when I show you, you cannot unsee. This is the Crocs cowboy boot. And you know what's even worse is I actually would love to get a pair. And look at the back of them. You even get a little spinner, like a little I assume it's not metal, but maybe it could be. It's kind of like this fake crocodile print all over. I assume these are going to be foam. I'm still just looking at them so shocked that these things actually exist. Now, they are upcoming, so they haven't actually dropped just yet. They're going to be releasing on October the 23rd for $120. $100. As ridiculous as this is, I have to know your thoughts on it down in the comment section, and would you wear these? Alright, we got some brand new 2024 Jordan news, starting with one of the first Jordan 3s for next year, and that is this one. The Air Jordan 3 Midnight Navy is going to be dropping on January the 13th. It's pretty par for the course of what you would imagine a Midnight Navy Jordan 3 would look like. Got a darker gray elephant print around the toe box and the back of the sneaker. Very dark midnight navy accents around the midsole and the back of the shoe. And then some lighter gray hits for around the laces and the inner sock liner. Something a little bit more exciting is this pair of 3s, the Air Jordan 3 Craft Ivory, which I actually think looks really cool. Now these are going to be dropping March 2nd as of right now. Obviously that date could change. This is supposed to be a 2024 release. But we do have some images of the actual pair of shoes, and it looks like they've kind of followed suit with the craft theme that we saw on the Jordan 4s. So you've got like some extra material around the elephant print. The elephant print does look pretty different as well. We've got some what looks like aged details for the back of the heel. That kind of looks like it's sailed out. Potentially the midsole as well over here looks a little bit of that creamish tone. Now one of the more interesting things with this pair of shoes is, as you can see around the back over here, you've got the Nike and Jumpman branding. It's kind of similar to what they did on the Jordan 3 Fire Red Denim from 2020, where they made it transparent. This just looks a lot more kind of vintaged out. Either way, I'm pretty excited for these things. It's an overall nice, very easy to wear colorway. And Nike's still pushing forward with their whole NFT thing, which I'm not too clued up on, but this right here is Nike's first physical dot swoosh sneaker, which is going to be dropping on October the 20th. They're calling this shoe "This Is Not a JPEG." I guess some kind of funny thing towards NFTs because they're dropping an actual physical pair of shoes. Honestly, as far as the sneaker goes, it doesn't look anything crazy. I wouldn't be too excited about this pair of shoes. This is going to retail at $120 and is going to be available through exclusive access only to Dot Swoosh members. Right, here's a story that's pretty wild, which I thought was also kind of crazy when I thought about it. So take a look at the title here. Taylor Swift boosts New Balance sales and traffic. So basically, Taylor Swift was seen in a video wearing this pair of New Balances, the 550s in, I assume, the Chicago colorway, if that's what they call it. Now, the craziest thing is what happened after she wore this pair of shoes. I mean, resellers were licking their lips. New Balance obviously was as well. So revenue for the 550 on newbalance.com was up 25% in the week after Swift wore the shoe. Units sold were up 22%. Not just that, but the site traffic to the New Balance 550 increased by 30% in the week after. And internal searches for the 550 went up 73%. Now listen to this part, because StockX also got hit by this Taylor Swift wave. It says here in August 2023, the average daily number of trades for the shoe on StockX was 18. Now the day after Taylor Swift wore them, more than 100 pairs were traded. Resale prices shot up 8% and trade volume for this pair of shoes was up 347%. I had no idea that Taylor Swift had this kind of impact on sneakers, and I wonder if she's gonna get a sneaker collaboration. Maybe this is what they're working on with New Balance. I have no idea what's going on. But clearly there's people out there who really want to wear whatever Taylor Swift is wearing. Either way, I just thought this was pretty crazy because it's something that I had no idea about, but let's keep it moving. Right, we've got a couple more Jordan 2024 leaks, and this one starts with one of the most hyped sneaker releases that we know of 2024, and that is the Jordan 4 Military Blue. So we spoke about this a couple times, however, we have a couple new details. First of all, the release date is supposed to happen on May the 11th, 2024, and the look is expected to stay true to the OG 1989 release. So they're going to come with OG branding and everything. Yes, the Nike Air branding on the back. They're going to retail for $215 and apparently come in a full family size run. So this pair of shoes is not going to be part of the Jordan Reimagined series, which is something that some people really dislike. I mean, they love the Lost and Founds, but it seems like some people are not too keen on the Royal Reimagines, which are all over suede, and then the all over leather bread 4s, which we're also supposed to be getting next year. Sticking with 4s, we've got a Vivid Sulfur Air Jordan 4 coming summer 2024. It's supposed to look something like this. Now, we have kind of spoke about this, although we had a really terrible mock-up. The color code is white coconut milk, Vivid Sulfur, and Anthracite. This kind of indicates that this mock-up would be a little bit more accurate than the ones that we've seen previously, which I'm kind of glad about. These are supposed to retail for $200, and they're going to be dropping apparently April 20th. Again, all of these 2024 release dates could change because it is so far in the future. All right, we got some Kobe news, multiple more leaks. It seems like literally every single week we see a new Kobe sneaker. Let's take a look at this first one, the Nike Kobe 4 Protro Black Mamba. Very clear images of this pair of shoes where you can see all of this material playing into that Black Mamba theme and all of the different materials that they've added. It made it look a lot more contrasty than a typical triple black sneaker would normally be. This is a really good looking pair of Kobe sneakers, and they should be dropping on December the 26th as of right now. But a Nike Kobe 8 Radiant Emerald arriving in 2024. This one's a little bit more straightforward. You've got emerald and what looks like white or cream for the main color, and you've got a bunch of numbers which look like they're embroidered into the top, and that's basically 8 and 24 for his jersey numbers. Now again, these are supposed to be dropping February 8th, 2024. And finally, we just got the first looks at the Nike Kobe 6 Black History Month, all over white this time, or kind of pearlescent. Maybe that's just this picture, but that's kind of what it looks like. Obviously, you got some aspects of gold, and as of right now, the release date on these is supposed to be February 2024. All right, so next up, we've got a couple different stories which are pretty crazy. Some of the stores that have been closing down recently, but let's kick this off with Ivy Park, Beyonce's line with Adidas. So this is the first article that we saw back in February this year. Now I covered this and a lot of you guys should remember, but basically Adidas missed over $200 million in sales projections with the Ivy Park brand. They just weren't performing how Adidas had hoped that they would. And as we know, since this article came out and they knew that the Beyonce Ivy Park was underperforming from projection, they decided to axe the entire collaboration. However, there is still one final drop which is upcoming right around the corner. There should be a whole bunch of stuff, accessories, probably sneakers, clothing as part of this final drop, and it's all going to be themed around the blackout is what they're calling it, so all over black elements. Price points are going to be ranging from $35 to $350, and it's all going to be dropping on October the 12th. Atmos just announced that they're going to be closing up shop in the US and just basically focusing on their business in Japan and Asia. As of right now, it looks like Atmos is not only closing physical locations in the US, but also their website as well. They're taking it all down. But yeah, this is just one of many sneaker stores or retailers that are going through tough times at the minute, because there's a UK retailer, Hanon, which is completely ceasing operations on October the 27th. They posted this on October the 6th. They're closing on October the 27th. The reason they're closing down is the increased economic pressures exacerbated by the pandemic and shifting retail landscape have meant the conditions are at a point where trading is no longer viable. But I feel like I remember hearing that Foot Locker was closing a bunch of locations as well. More and more releases, collaborations, Jordans are sitting on shelves. And I imagine a lot of these retailers had those deals and were doing really well because all of these shoes were selling out. And now that things have shifted, they're obviously struggling. We'll have to see how this plays out if any other retailers follow suit, but it's definitely interesting and a little bit sad to see. All right, guys, let's get into this Travis Scott news. We've got a decent amount to talk about because, as we know, the release is supposed to be happening this weekend. So for anybody that doesn't know, the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 Low Golf is going to be dropping on Friday the 13th. I also got some exclusive information about a shock drop, which I'll share with you guys in a minute. First, I want to talk about the crazy rumors that have been going around and a little bit of the drama surrounding this pair of sneakers. So to kick this off, this happened the other day. Disc Golf, which I assume is a retailer, put up a raffle a day ago for the upcoming Travis Scott Nike Air Jordan 1 Low, and it appears someone attempted to break into their store. They accompanied that picture with a statement saying that, please note, we do not keep any of the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 in store. Attempting to break in is useless. It is vandalism and we'll report it to the police. So people are trying to break into stores to get these freaking Travis Scott shoes. Now, along with this, which maybe could have fed into some of the craziness about this pair of shoes, there's a lot of stock rumors going around that this is going to be incredibly limited. People are saying that there's only going to be 10,000 pairs of shoes globally. This page is saying that there's going to be 2 to 2,200 on the Nike Sneakers app, which is crazy. However, Stash Sneakers, which is a Discord group, they gave me a little bit more information on this. So Stash Sneakers addressed these rumors and basically said that it's false and that these are going to be one of the easiest releases to get for retail. However, they will sell out instantly everywhere. But that's pretty interesting because one of the first times that I've seen very different rumors on stock numbers. Now, obviously, this is all leaks and rumors, so take it how you will. I would suggest with a grain of salt. What I can say is that Stash Sneakers typically does have a pretty solid track record. And they were also nice enough to share with me some exclusive information. I'm not typically one to jump in here with shock drop rumors or something, but I think it's better that you are at least prepared if it does happen. So according to Stash Sneakers, this is what they messaged me and told me that I could share with you guys. They can't give out any dates just in case Nike apparently probably cancels this release, there's going to be a shock drop out in the US. This is going to take place through the Nike sneakers app, and apparently around 5,000 pairs are expected to drop. Europe could have exclusive access, but stock is low. And then I messaged them asking them about their Instagram post saying that all of these stock rumors are false, and they said that, yeah, apparently their estimate for stock rumors is around 60,000. I would stay on the lookout for a potential shock drop, especially for you guys out in the US throughout this week leading up to the release on October the 13th. If I get any more news or they tell me anything that I can actually share with you guys, I'll let you know. Also, I'll leave a link in the description to Stash Sneakers Instagram page so you can stay updated, because I'm sure they'll share this information way before I do. Final story for today, we gotta talk about use. That's right, one of the most bizarre things to happen this week was Kanye West filing 26 trademark applications for the phrase use. One, we have no idea what use means or how he plans to use it, but he literally covered all bases. He's applied trademarks in pretty much every category, like financial services, clothing, streaming, and a ton more. I made a short video on this, just how crazy it is. He's got like sneakers, clothing, medical services, financial services, legal services. It's absolutely insane. This is the website with all of the links to all of the different trademark applications. And if you just click on one and you see the actual document for this trademark, you can see all of the different products and services that he has in here, like stationery, stickers, books, publications, novelty items. It's literally everything. The filing obtained by TFC and first submitted earlier this month is linked to an LLC called Oxpaha. I've never known Kanye to be associated with that LLC, but it has an address listed to Kanye's office on Melrose Avenue. It looks like he might be leaving the Yeezy name in the past, and his new sock shoes are probably going to be called Use. Honestly, we're just going to have to wait and see, but I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comment section. But like I said, guys, that is the final story for today. Why don't you check out this video over here? I've got no idea what it is. YouTube recommended it to you, so go find out for the both of us.